Komala and Kurdistan peshmargas. The 20th of June of every year is an important and memorable day in the history of Kurdish nation fights in Kurdistan and also is for Komala, the day of Comrade Said Moini passing away, the first peshmarga and the first martyred peshmarga. The following 41 years of Kurdistan fighting history are replete with rare and unrepeatable pictures from Komala peshmargas that are created by sacrificing their lives and soul to protect their soil and people. No matter how much we talk about the bravenesses and sacrifices and devotion and ventures and creativity and resistance of Komala peshmargas, it's still not enough. But what is needed to be reminded at this time is the duties of Kurdistan peshmargas in this stage and the future movement of Kurdistan. Komala peshmarga as the guardians and protectors of Kurdistan during the Kurdish movement history have had severe duties. They have and they will have. The first generation of Komala peshmargas has accomplished their tasks and obligations gloriously and with heads up in front of the court of history, offering thousands of martyrs and thousands of injured, an inexhaustible strife of thousands of noble people in this path prove the truth of this claim. Keeping the fire of the Kurdistan movement alive in Iran during these years that have passed, despite all the obstacles and unkindnesses of the universe, is another glory for peshmargas of Komala that has continued until now. The Komala party of Iranian Kurdistan, despite all limits in the recent years, has never shut down the Peshmarga Academy, and this is another honor for this party. Iran, under the dominance of the Islamic Republic, is anticipant of serious accidents and changes in the fields of politics, economy, and society. All of the analysis and interpretations emphasize this point that in the upcoming stages and months, prognosticated incidents will put the region, the Islamic Republic, and Kurdistan movement in the hard path of choosing, and peshmargas of Kurdistan, and especially peshmargas of Komala, will carry a game-changing role and task. In the congressional approvals of the 15th Congress of Komala, closely and correctly, the role and place of Komala and Kurdistan peshmargas in the political equations have been emphasized. In this regard, the Cooperation Center of Iranian Kurdistan political parties was founded by the efforts of the Komala party. One of the most important subjects and discussions and outlooks is the matter of unity and uniting Kurdistan's peshmarga forces, and on this matter, Comrade Abdullah Muhtari, Secretary General of the Komala Party of Iranian Kurdistan, has emphasized and guided in multiple occasions.
هێزی پێشمەرگەی حیزبی فقط هی سەردەمێکە خزمەتی گەورەی کردووە لە کوردستانی ڕۆژهەڵات قوربانی گەورەی داوە و جێی زۆرترین ڕێزە ئەمن ڕەخنەم لێی نییە بەڵام دەڵام ئەمە هیچ ڕابردووە بۆ داهاتوو ئەو میلەتەی کە دەتوانێت پارلەمانی دانێ نابێت دوو هێزی بێ نابێت چەند هێزی بێ.
The Komala's peshmarga has a more serious obligation. Komala's peshmarga, the heir of the bravest, most resistant, and moral children of Kurdistan, educated by a humanitarian school, need to prepare themselves for incidents in a future not so far. No one has a doubt on the righteousness of the movement and fight of the Kurdish nation in Kurdistan, and their demands are parallel with the fundamentals of human rights. But demanding on its own, it's not a guarantor to achieving their rights. The presence of a well-versed peshmarga force is one of the conditions to success and making the goal of our movement come true. The society of Kurdistan is more prepared to uprise in comparison to other parts of Iran, and this preparedness is a result of the society of Kurdistan being pluralized, which parties with historical roots in this society have a great effect on this readiness. And the resistance of peshmarga forces and peshmarga forces have been the backbone for Kurdistan's human force, and they will be in the future too. The peshmarga forces being well-versed as a part of the army of Kurdistan protectors, first of all in the process of freeing Kurdistan, and second, to protect the achievements of our righteous movement will have a critical role. Achievements that the Kurdish nation has fought for almost a century. One of the most important obligations of the Cooperation Center of Iranian Kurdistan political parties is in line with coordinating and forming a united peshmarga force of Iranian Kurdistan, and no one to have the right to monopolize the title Kurdistan Peshmarga. Because this name and title of Peshmarga is a reminder of selflessness of every and each one of the lovers of Kurdistan, and this name is a reminder of a glorious braveness and everlasting in the history of movements in the world.